Is that your friend?
That's your friend.
That's not my friend.
See, that's what I'm
I ain't
focused on.
calling her an old hoe saying she twerked that ass at an old ass age and she got 3 different baby daddies. Like I'm not coming at her. I'm not. No, everybody else can say that about her.
She ain't lying.
It's all love.
She ain't lying.
It's all love. Talk a lot of shit, but I'm not doing that. Talk shit about everybody. As much as they have my
shit when that baby gets here playing games with somebody's mama. You don't do that. You was supposed to, this is like your third time giggling and kikiing and thinking that's funny. Now when he disrespects your ass and not claiming your baby because your baby ain't the baby he want or whatever the case may be, motherfucker with 2-3 kids, I don't give a fuck. You can never call me. Don't ever sit there and kiki with my son being disrespectful when you know I have been nothing but respectful and helpful to you.
You know it's bad when family drama doesn't just stay in the group chat. It spills onto the internet like a full-blown reality show finale nobody was emotionally prepared for. And this time, this time it wasn't just messy, it was nuclear. Because when KARLISSA Nevaeh decided she was done, she didn't whisper it, she announced it like she was closing a chapter forever. Now imagine waking up, grabbing your phone, and seeing headlines screaming that she has cut off Blueface Nevaeh and wants nothing to do with the child, not taking a break, not needing space, but done, like doors slammed, lights off, no return address energy, and the internet, it lost its mind instantly. Because this isn't just random celebrity drama, this is family. And when family starts airing things out publicly like this, it hits different. Suddenly everyone becomes emotionally invested, like they've been part of the story since episode 1. People weren't just reacting, they were picking sides, defending, attacking, and dragging timelines into full chaos mode. One side is screaming, she has every right to walk away. While the other side is like, wait, how do you just cut off a child like that? And just like that, the internet turned into a courtroom with no judge, no rules, and way too many opinions flying around at once. But here's where it gets even crazier, because this didn't come out of nowhere. Nope, this moment, it's been building, slowly, quietly, with tension stacking up behind the scenes like a pressure cooker ready to explode. And now that it finally has, let's rewind this whole situation. Because this didn't just happen overnight like some random viral headline. Nah, this has been simmering for a long time. Quietly building tension behind the scenes while the internet was busy watching the surface level drama. And if you've been paying attention to KARLISSA Nevaeh and Blueface, then you already know WCOM has never really been part of this family dynamic. From the very beginning, their relationship has felt like a reality show that forgot to hire a scriptwriter, public disagreements, emotional outbursts, messy back and forth energy. It's like every interaction came with its own plot twist. And the internet, they've been watching every second like it's must-see TV. At first, the tension wasn't obvious. It was subtle. Little comments here, side remarks there, moments that didn't seem like a big deal at the time. But if you look back now, those were the warning signs. The kind of hints that something bigger was brewing beneath the surface. Because, slowly, things started shifting. The tone between them changed, the energy felt off, conversations that used to seem normal started carrying a different weight. And if there's one thing the internet is good at, it's noticing when vibes change before words do. Then came the disagreements, not loud at first, not explosive, just enough to make people pause and go, wait, are they good? Fans started picking up on the tension, asking questions, speculating about what might be happening behind closed doors. And just like that, curiosity entered the chat. And you already know what happens next. Curiosity turns into discussion. Discussion turns into theories. And theories, they turn into full-blown investigations. Suddenly, timelines were breaking. down interactions like they were analyzing a storyline, trying to figure out what was really going on. And then the situation expanded because it wasn't just about KARLISSA and Blueface anymore. Now Nevaeh was part of the conversation. Now the child was part of the narrative. And that's when everything became more complicated. Because once a situation involves family and a child, the stakes instantly go up. Now people weren't just watching for drama. They were watching for meaning. Questions started getting deeper. Is this just normal family tension? Or is something more serious happening behind the scenes? Why does it feel like things are getting worse instead of better? And the more people paid attention, the more uncomfortable everything started to feel. Because moments that once seemed small suddenly looked bigger. Old clips resurfaced, conversations got replayed with a completely different perspective. What once felt like random drama now looked like pieces of a much larger puzzle. And that's when the internet really locked in. Now it wasn't just casual viewers, it was full-on investigators. People were connecting dots, building timelines, trying to understand the full picture. Every post, every interaction, every silence, it all became part of the story. And then came the turning point. The moment where everything shifted from tension to explosion because something was said, not a small comment, not a vague hint, a statement. The kind that doesn't just stir drama, it changes the entire narrative. And once that statement hit the internet, and just like that, the situation didn't just escalate. It exploded. Because the second that statement from KARLISSA Saffold hit the internet, timelines didn't react calmly. They collapsed into chaos. This wasn't just another celebrity disagreement anymore. This felt like a full-blown family breakdown playing out in real time. And the internet grabbed front row seats with popcorn and opinions. One side came in, swinging, defending her like she just declared independence. She's protecting her peace. People argued, you can't force someone to stay in a toxic situation. And honestly, that side wasn't quiet. They were loud, passionate, and ready to debate anyone who disagreed. But then the other side showed up, and they were not playing nice. They were asking the questions nobody wanted to answer. How do you just walk away from a child? This isn't just drama, this is responsibility. And suddenly, the tone shifted from messy to uncomfortable. Because now people weren't just arguing, they were judging. And once judgment enters the chat, oh, it gets ugly fast. Now timelines turned into full courtroom energy. Everyone became a judge, jury, and emotional expert overnight. People were breaking down every word she said like it was a legal statement, analyzing tone, timing, intention, everything. It was giving trial by social media, and nobody could agree on the verdict. Meanwhile, old clips started resurfacing like they had unfinished business. Moments people ignored before suddenly came back with a whole new meaning. Past arguments, side comments, subtle tensions, everything was being replayed under a microscope. It was like the internet unlocked a hidden archive and said, let's revisit everything with fresh eyes. And the more people looked, the messier it got, because nothing was lining up cleanly. One moment made her look justified, another moment made her look cold. One clip supported her narrative, the next one contradicted it. It was confusion layered on top of chaos, and instead of clarity, people just got louder. And then the memes arrived, because of course they did. 1 minute people were debating serious family dynamics, and the next minute someone turned it into a reality show comparison. WWE-style betrayals, Kardashians level family drama, even Marvel villain origin jokes. The internet turned this situation into a full cinematic universe of chaos, and somehow it made everything feel even bigger. Because now it wasn't just a moment, it was a storyline, and storylines, they evolve. Then came the slick reactions from others. No direct names, no clear callouts, just those vague posts that hit like indirect punches. Some people shouldn't speak on family. Not everything belongs online. You know the type, the kind of posts that don't say names, but everybody knows who they're about, and that. Yeah, That added fuel to an already raging fire. Now it wasn't just fans arguing, it felt like the entire space was watching, quietly reacting, subtly judging, and that kind of attention. It only increases pressure. Meanwhile, contradictions kept stacking up. One statement suggested one thing, another hinted at something completely different. It felt like trying to solve a puzzle where half the pieces didn't match, and instead of answers, people were left with more questions. Why does this feel incomplete? Why is there so much we're not hearing? What's really happening? Behind the scenes, those questions started trending harder than the actual drama itself. And just when people thought they had reached peak chaos, something else dropped. Not a full explanation. Not a clear answer. Just enough information to make everyone stop, reread, and go, hold on. What? And that moment, yeah. That's when everything flipped again. Because now the conversation wasn't just about her walking away. It became about what led her to that decision in the first place. And just like that, the chaos didn't disappear, it evolved. Because after the explosion, after the debates, after the memes and the non-stop arguments, the internet hit a moment it rarely experiences, silence mixed with confusion. Not complete silence, oh no. People were still talking, but the energy shifted. It wasn't loud confidence anymore. It was uncertainty. And that right there, that's when you know a situation got real. Because suddenly, people weren't just reacting, they were thinking. The same timelines that were dragging KARLISSA's scaffold hours ago were now posting things like, maybe we don't know everything. And for the internet to admit that, yeah, that's rare. But don't get it twisted, not everybody slowed down, because on the other side, people were still standing firm. No, this is still wrong, they argued. You can't just step out of a child's life like that. And that tension between reflection and resistance, it kept the situation alive, like a fire that refused to go out completely. Now the narrative wasn't just messy, it was divided. Half the internet wanted to understand her decision. The other half demanded accountability. And nobody could agree on where the line should be drawn anymore. Meanwhile, the emotional weight of the situation started settling in. Because behind all the arguments, behind all the viral takes, behind the chaos and commentary, there's a child in the middle of all this. And once that reality hit people, the tone changed again, the jokes slowed down, the sarcasm faded, the seriousness kept, and now people weren't just posting, they were reflecting. What if we judge too fast? What if there's more happening behind the scenes? What if this situation is more complicated than it looks? And those questions, yeah, they changed everything. Because now the internet wasn't acting like a courtroom anymore. It felt more like a waiting room. Waiting for answers, waiting for clarity, waiting for something that finally makes sense of it all. But here's the twist. Nobody expected, because just when it felt like the situation was cooling down, like the chaos had reached its peak and was finally settling, a new wave of attention started building, not from random users, not from meme pages, but from voices that actually carry influence. And suddenly, this didn't feel like just internet drama anymore. It felt real. And that changes everything. Because online chaos fades, it trends, it explodes, and then it disappears. But real-life consequences? Those don't vanish. Now people started asking bigger questions. What happens next? Is this situation going to escalate further? Are we about to see real-world consequences from all this? And the truth, nobody had clear answers, because everything still felt unfinished, like a season finale that ends on a cliffhanger instead of a conclusion. The kind that leaves you staring at the screen thinking, wait, that's it? But that's exactly what made this story stick. Not just the drama, not just the controversy. The uncertainty, the feeling that something bigger might still be unfolding behind the scenes. The idea that what we've seen so far might only be one piece of a much larger picture. And just when people thought they could move on, that one question stayed hanging in the air. What if this isn't the end? but just the beginning of something even bigger. Now listen, if your brain isn't spinning right now, then I need to know WHAT version of reality. You're watching because this situation just went from messy family drama to full-on this feels bigger than the internet energy in seconds. One moment it was arguments, the next moment it turned into a whole storyline with layers, tension, and questions nobody can fully answer. And let's be real, the internet loves acting like it has everything figured out. Everybody suddenly becomes a judge, a therapist, and a full-time investigator overnight. But this situation, yeah, this one humbled a lot of people real quick, because no matter which side you're on, something still doesn't feel fully explained. So now I gotta hear from you. Do you think KARLISSA Saffold was right to walk away? Or do you feel like this situation crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed? And what do you think really led to all of this behind the scenes? Don't just sit there scrolling like nothing happened. Drop your real thoughts in the comments right now, not the safe opinions. I'm talking honest takes, because you already know this comment section is about to turn into a full debate arena. And if this video had you shocked, confused, or replaying parts like, nah, did that really just happen? Go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money. No hesitation, full force. Let it know you were agree for this chaos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too. Because trust me, stories like this never end in one episode. There's always another twist, another update, another moment that flips everything upside down again. And when it drops, you already know Fame Flaws is gonna have it before your group chat even catches up. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, because the next chapter of this situation, yeah, it might be even crazier than this one. Until then, stay watching, stay questioning, and never trust the first version of the story. This is Fame Flaws, where the drama doesn't whisper, it explodes.